Judge Don Hecker's case on the very last one, a dismissal was filed.
Thank you. Ms. Russell, your client is not in the waiting room. Will she? Client-
Yes, sir. She's texting me. She's having some technical difficulties. She's trying to join from a computer. No, I'm sorry. I do it. I'm not really sure. She's having problems with the link. I'm trying to help troubleshoot her through it, but I don't know if I'm the best tech support in the world. I'm going to just tell her to keep trying. It took me a while to get connected, so maybe she's having the same problem.
All right, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room for now then.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Wintersgill, are you there?
I am, Judge. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's just get your video turned on.
Okay. There we go.
Very good. All right. We're on the record in 18 CCR 199649, State of Texas versus Sterling Eller. Mr. Wintersgill, where do we stand with this case?
We have just received a copy of the blood test results yesterday. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to download them and copy them and look at them. I'm working with the district attorney on that as we speak, really. They have made an offer on the case. I have talked to my client about it. We've sort of made a counter offer, but we're not quite there yet. I would ask that we get a rollover for maybe 2 weeks. That should solve all the problems. And I think the case will be settled, but if not, then my client can choose to try the case.
I'll go ahead and bring you in then on the morning of February 3rd for a DCO entry in this case.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. One second, Judge.
Sure.
You said, what was the next date?
You're going to come in on February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order, which will outline a status hearing, one more status hearing, and then a trial court setting.
Sounds good, Judge.
I need you to e-file a reset for that date and time.
I will file the reset today.
Thank you very much. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Joe Boss, are you there?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Is your client with you?
Yes, my client is here. Please show your face. Is here.
We're on the record in 19 CCR 214-078, State of Texas versus Jason Allen Johnson. Mr. O'Boss, where do we stand with this matter?
Well, I talked with Mr. O'Brien, is new on the case, and we discussed yesterday, he said he was going to look into what we discussed. But we also have a motion to suppress that is pending. So I don't know what his position is.
This case is a 19 case. We need to get this tried quickly. But what I'm going to have you do is come in on 2/3. That is February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order, which will outline one more status on this case and then a trial docket as well.
On a 2-3, what are we going to do, you know?
On February 3rd, you're going to be in person in the courtroom.
Okay, I will be there. Will it be a hearing on the motion to suppress?
No, there will not be a hearing on a motion to suppress for that date.
Okay, you know, I will be there, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Boss. You're free to go.
Okay, thank you, you know, may I be excused?
E-file a reset for that date and time. Yes, you're
I
excused.
will, February 2nd, I will file a reset. Thank you, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're on the record in 21 CCR 221-095, State of Texas versus Gian Santiago Matos. Mr. Hurd, where do we stand with this case? Last time we were here, there was discussion he was going to enter into a PTI.
Yes, he's actually at the signing. Well, he was there at 1 o'clock, so he should have it signed and ready to go right now. He's actually there at 1 o'clock today.
Judge, I can confirm I just received the signed copy, so I just need confirmation that he's checking the probation and I'll dismiss the case.
So you will dismiss this matter?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'm just going to take it at his word. We're going to not reset this case or anything like that. I'll just wait for the dismissal to come through. Mr. Hurd, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sarah, do you see John Venza in the waiting room? Because I can't locate him.
He said he is running a little behind.
All right, moving on. Next case then.
Stop video. Right? No. Can I put stop video?
Mr. Mr. Gilbert, are you there? Mr. Gilbert, are you there?
Judge, Mr. Gilbert called me earlier today, and in anticipation of him having technical difficulties, he gave me permission to announce where we stand with the case. He's accepted my offer to enter a batter's intervention 18-week program, and so we just need time to reset that matter for that course.
How long is that course?
18 weeks.
Oh, he's going on a status doc. I mean, he's going on a DCO docket then.
Okay.
Let Mr. Gilbert know, Sarah, that he is going to need to be present next Friday, February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order on this case.
Sir,
Mr. Miller, we'll see you next Friday. You're free to go.
Hello, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hunter. We're on the record in 21 CCR 224-284, State of Texas versus Nicole Machiavelli. Now, where do we stand with this matter? Last time y'all were entering into a PTI.
We were going to, yes, and I just turned it in late, Your Honor. They just got it. They're going to review it. Whatever you want to do is fine with me, Judge.
Let's have you come in next Friday for entry of a docket control order in this case. That'll be an in-person hearing, 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. We'll be there.
UD file a reset, please. You're free to go. You and your client both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Will somebody be appearing for Mr. Rivera or I only have Mr. Gonzalez.
Judge, if I may, I received correspondence from Mr. Rivera earlier today, which I forwarded to Sarah because he sent it to Regina. He said that his client called earlier this morning advising he had card problems and could not make it to court from Austin. There is an offer on the table that he's considering, but in light of his client's absence, Mr. Rivera said he will not appear in court today. I advised against doing that and making it if he could, but that's the current status.
and I also resent him the Zoom link to provide to his client.
I have a motion for bond forfeiture on the matter.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. The state will move for bond forfeiture.
Jacob, if you'd please call the defendant's name 3 times.
Judge, there was no answer at 2:58.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I'll look up the previous bond on the case right now.
1,500.
1,500 was the previous.
Yes.
State would request new bond be set at $3,000.
New
And
bond set around 4,500.
Yes, Your Honor. Additionally, that RUAs be added as a condition to bond.
UAs.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your request is granted. Sarah, remind me to enter all that information in the system after docket today.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on. Good afternoon, Mr. Kovac.
Afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Very good. We're on the record in 21 CCR 224-157, State of Texas versus Spencer Allman. Mr. Kovac, where do we stand with this matter? Last time we were here, he just needed to be T-Raz, was going to get into WI court.
That's it. Your Honor, he was T-Razed, he was approved, and I received the PTI contract today. We just got to get it signed and turned in.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to put you on the February 9th status docket at 2:30. Assuming, let's just assume you get the PTI contract done, everything's taken care of. If that's the case, y'all don't have to show up.
Perfect.
All right. If you file a reset, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have two other clients. I don't know if we're doing them all at once or how you want to do it.
Hold on one second. Let me take a look.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Allman's free to go, though. I'll take your next two clients. Hold on. Let me pull everything up. All right, we're going to start with Lance Richardson.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-441, State of Texas versus Lance Richardson. What's going on with that case?
Yes, Your Honor. So an offer was conveyed maybe a couple of days ago by Mr. Ulak. I have reached out to my client, spoken with him. We're in the process of getting a non-prosecution affidavit from the complaining witness. We do have all the discovery, so everything's coming together, if that makes sense. I just need that non-prosecution affidavit to try to get resolution. Just asking for a reset, just to get everything aligned up.
Tell you what we're going to do with this case. We're going to go ahead and bring y'all in for a docket control order entry. That means you're going to come in next Friday, February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. You and your client will execute a docket control order, which will outline your next status and trial docket on this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Move on to Garcia. 1 second.
Do we need to e-file a reset on that, or is that just
You do need to e-file a reset for that date. Yes.
perfect? Okay, thank you.
All right. We are on the record in cause number 22 CCR 225-877, State of Texas versus Esmeralda Garcia. What's going on here?
Yes, Your Honor, we got an offer earlier this week, conveyed it to the client. Just need time to get with her, see what she wants to do. We've got discovery. And I'd recommend something similar to the Richardson case, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring on for the DCO to be entered on next Friday. That'll outline your remaining dates prior to trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. That should wrap up your cases. You're free to go, Mr. Kovac.
All right, thank y'all very much. Have a good day.
You do the same. Mr. Elliott's having some issues. Ms. Day? You're muted. You unmute yourself, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're on the record. We're on the record in 21 CCR 223-737, State of Texas versus Shamar Lindsay. Ms. Day, where do we stand with this case?
Judge, I just spoke with Mr. O'Brien yesterday, and I believe we have agreed to terms for dismissal on this one.
That is correct, Your Honor. I'm going to file the dismissal later today.
And how long? Oh, later today.
Yes, if I can, Your Honor. I have to track down one little piece of information, but then going to try to get that dismissal filed.
Okay, Ms. Day, you and your client are free to go. I'm not even going to reset it since Mr. O'Brien's telling me he's going to dismiss it today.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're free to go. Mr. Elliott, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, so we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-144, State of Texas versus Christian Luna. Mr. Elliott, where do we stand with this case?
Well, Judge, this case is reasonably old. There's 3 cases that are all associated with each other. And I got notice. When did I get notice of this? A few days ago, within the last week, the state sent me an affidavit of non-prosecution with some facts in it that are exculpatory in nature. And for reasons that are not apparent to me, they sat on it for 3 months. And so it would have been nice to have this a little bit earlier so that I could have followed up on this, because it's suggesting that, although it doesn't directly say that, it's suggesting that my client may not be guilty of these offenses. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Maybe you can sort of parse a bunch of words in here, but it would have been nice if I'd have had this 3 months ago, but I just got it.
Okay. So I assume you need some time to talk it over with your client and figure out strategy and where you're going to
Well,
go.
we may take some other actions as well to try to follow up on that a little bit more, but I would like to know why this didn't get disclosed to me for 3 months.
I assume this is yours, Mr. Ulak. Would
It
you like
is.
to respond?
I may have just missed it, Your Honor. So I saw it. It was in our system under our Odyssey file and disclosed it as soon as I saw it.
All right. Mr. Elliott,
Yeah, I do have other-
file any motions you feel necessary with regards to the matter. What we're
Well,
going
I don't
to
know. I don't know necessarily need emotions. I just need, but it was just, it'd be nice to have important pieces of exculpatory evidence sooner, but I mean, I know sometimes things happen, but I do need to follow up on it. So.
Okay.
And I just want to be clear, just Mr. Lee, I do have the discovery discs ready for you. I don't know if you've got that email, but They're ready for pickup.
Okay, I'll come get those too. But like I said, this was an e-discovery one. Like I said, it just got filed. Apparently it's been there since October 7th of 2022.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring you and your client in next Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. for a docket control entry on this case. I'm going to give you another status to kind of figure things out, and then we're going to set it for trial as well.
Judge, next Friday, I'm going to be in Guatemala.
Oh, good for you.
I just got back from there. I got to go back again. It's an interesting place if you haven't been there.
I have not. How about the 10th?
In the morning, Judge, or what time?
8:30 a.m.
That'll work.
All right, 2:10, 8:30 a.m. If you need fellow reset, I'll see you then.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank
And
you.
Judge, one final matter on this. Did you receive my order to disclose medical records in this case?
I see it in the file. I believe it is in my queue, waiting to be signed, which I should get to it hopefully, well, depending on what time we get a docket today, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And Judge, I guess if the state, since maybe he didn't even know it was there, maybe they need to take a look at that affidavit non-prosecution too, and maybe reevaluate the case as well. We might have an alternate resolution of this thing.
I'll let y'all negotiate that as much as you want. So
All I can do, Judge, is make suggestions. That's all I can do is make suggestions of inquiry.
Okay. All right, Shirley,
Thank
have a
you.
good one.
Thank you, Judge. All right, bye-bye.
Mr. Torres, are you there?
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you just fine. We're on
Hello,
the
sir.
record. Yeah, hello. We're on the record in 21 CCR 224809, State of Texas versus Anna Coleman. All right, Mr. Torres, where do we stand with this case?
Well, Judge, I think it may be better if you let the state go first,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
State.
Yes, Your Honor. I reached out to Mr. Torres earlier this week. We were still waiting on some aspects of discovery. I'm still downloading some, to which I'll have to bring the USB, and there's a Blu-ray disc involved, which I'm still waiting to get back a copy of. So there's those discovery hurdles right now. And then I have sent out an offer because I've been able to review it, but I understand that defense probably won't want to respond to that offer until they've had the opportunity to review discovery as well.
All right. I'm going to have you and your client come in next Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order in this case, which will outline your next several settings.
Okay, Judge, that'll be February 3rd, that Friday
Correct.
at 8:30 a.m. Okay, and Judge, just to be clear, is Miss Coleman, I can't see, is she in on here?
She's on here.
Okay, I just want to confirm that she's
Coleman,
getting all
you
this.
Ms. Coleman, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And you were able to hear everything stated.
Correct.
Okay, very good. All right, I will see y'all in my courtroom next Friday morning.
Okay, Judge, thank you very much.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
Well, Joyce Phoenix was in the waiting room. She's no longer there. Did she contact you, Sarah?
No, sir.
All right, let's move on to the next case. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-278 State of Texas versus Vicente Castillo. Mr. Gindi, why don't you give us an update on this case? Mr. Gindi, I cannot hear you. Can anybody hear him?
No.
Still can't hear you, Mr. Gindi. I'm gonna give you a minute and then I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room. Come back to you later. Still can't hear you, Mr. Gindi. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, try to figure out your issues. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-285 State of Texas versus Freddie Acateco. Mr. Yavarino, where do we stand with this case?
Sir, we've gotten all the discovery on the case. I think we're ready to start negotiating with the district attorney's office. They have sent us an offer. I will be going over that offer with my client and probably giving the DA a counter offer.
All right. I'm going to bring you in next Friday morning, February 3rd at 8, you and your client in person in my courtroom for the entry of a docket control order. It'll outline your next status date and your trial dates as well in this matter.
That will be Friday,
February 3rd at 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m.
8:30.
Okay. All right, no problem, Your Honor. Do I need to e-file anything this time around or not?
If you would e-file a reset for that date, once you get your docket control order, you'll no longer need to e-file anything after that.
Go ahead and e-file the one for that date. Okay, got it.
Yeah, for that date, correct.
Your Honor, you know what? I'm sorry. This reminded me. I'll be in California next that day. Moving my daughter to LA.
That's fine. How about
I wonder if-
February 10th? Does that work for you?
I think it'll work. Yes.
Okay, February 10th it is.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Your Honor.
All right, no problem. Good luck with the move.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
I'm going to save that interpreter case for later. Sarah, what is Ms. Russell's other case? You said there's two?
Yes, one on today's docket, it's number 2.
Okay.
And she has another one that is, Virginia did a reset for 2-2. Do you want the case number?
Yeah, what is the case number?
16 CCR 290-468.
To try to bring it in here in a minute. But I'm gonna get through some other cases first. You'd remind everybody in the waiting room to be patient again. Probably got another hour ahead of us. Mr. Tang? Mr. Tang?
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Will your client, Russell Morris, be joining us?
Well, I spoke with him earlier this afternoon. He said he would. Yeah. Oh, that's Mr. Harris.
Harris is connecting right now, your client, but I don't have Mr. Morris in the waiting room.
Okay, I will give him a quick call, Judge.
Well, let's take care of Mr. Harris, and then I'll put you back in the waiting room and you can
Okay,
try to
Judge.
locate Mr. Morris. Hold on, let Mr. Harris finish connecting first, though. All right, let's get started. We're on the record in 22 CCR 225-625, State of Texas versus Devontae Harris. Mr. Tang, where do we stand with this case?
Judge, I'm on Mr. Harris' case. There is a plea offer has been accepted. There is a matter of a couple of classes that Mr. Harris has to take before he plead out. So we're in process of getting that done. I forwarded the links to Mr. Harris already. So he will be working on that as soon as possible.
All right, I'll make this very simple. How much time does he need to complete those classes before we can set this for a plea? Because I'm going to go ahead and set it for a plea today.
I don't know Mr. Harris' schedule, Judge. I think
how long are the classes that he needs to take?
I think 4 hours each, so 8 hours total.
Okay. Then what we'll do is we will set him on a plea docket for February 9th. That is a little over 2 weeks out. Or no, it's 2 weeks out, excuse me. February 9th at 1:30 p.m. That's in person.
Okay, Judge. Sounds good.
All right. Now, Mr. Tang, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Why don't you contact Mr. Morris and see what's going on?
I will, Judge.
Thank you. Sarah. Cause number is 16 CCR 290468.
190468.
190. Miss Russell, you there?
I am here.
All right, we're waiting for your client to fully connect. Just give him a minute.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 16 CCR 190419 and 190468 stated Texas versus Shatarika Randall. Miss Russell, these are extremely old cases. I want to know, where do we stand? Because they need to be set for trial otherwise.
They are very old. They were old bond forfeiture cases. I was not the original attorney. There was a different attorney. I've been appointed, I think I was appointed around March, gotten a discovery through the portal online. There's some discovery that can't be put on the portal, some discs. I was informed this week that they are ready for me to be ready for pickup. I'm planning on being in Fort Bend on Tuesday of next week, and so I can pick them up on Tuesday. I also got plea bargain offers this week that I have not yet had a chance to convey to my client, and also have some follow-up questions that I emailed the prosecutor a little earlier today. He hasn't, of course, had a time to look at them, but that's where we stand. We're making progress, but still playing a little catch up with the discovery.
All right, let's get that wrapped up this week because I'm setting this for trial.
Yes, sir.
We're going to set for trial for February 28th at 10 a.m. Pre-trial will be held on February 23rd at 9 a.m. And I can guarantee you, you will be number one on the docket because this has to be my oldest case.
Yes, sir. Understood.
All right. If you would e-file a reset for that date, those dates and times, you are free to go. You and your client.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Benza, you there?
Your Honor.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello, Your Honor. Hey, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting if I have been. I was having technical difficulties with Zoom. So I'm here for Elijah Ramon Oliver, who has 2 cases on your docket.
Yes.
There was a new.
Hold on. We're on the record.
Yes, sir.
21 CCR 223562, state of Texas versus Elijah Oliver. You said there's 2 cases for him?
Well, he does have 2 cases. I think one of them may not be set today. He has a theft case and he has an assault case, and I believe it's the theft case that's set for status today, the 21 case.
We need to get them on the same docket. Sarah, let's take care of that. And whatever I reset this to, let's get them on the same docket as well. Mr. Venza, give me an update on the case.
Newly relayed offer this afternoon. I would like a chance to review it with my client. If you could please reset us for not less than 1 month. then that would definitely be sufficient time.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring you and your client in next Friday morning to set a docket control order in both of his cases, which will outline another status docket and then trial docket as well on these. It's gonna be February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. If you would e-file a reset for that date and time, it's in person. You and your client will need to be here. And then
Great.
that docket control order will outline each and every setting that you have thereafter.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Venza, have a good one. You and your client are free to go. Les, do I have something?
He's
Sarah?
actually set on arraignment for 2:10 for that other case. If you
Then
want to
let's-
just do it then.
Yeah, let's put it on 2:10 instead of 2:3. That's a better idea. Thank you, Sarah. Mr. Venza, that's going to change from February 3rd to February 10th. So y'all will come in on
Got it.
February 10th.
Thank you, Judge. Will do.
All right, very good. You and your client are free to go.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice afternoon.
You do the same.
Okay, bye.
Who is Mr. Wynn's associate? I can never remember that.
Francisco Guerrero, Your Honor. It's Brian Wynn, is that what you're talking about?
Francisco Guerrera. Yes, Brian Wynn. All right, Mr. Guerrero, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 226-207, State of Texas versus John Carlson. Mr. Guerrero, where do we stand with this matter?
Your Honor, we've received an offer from Mr. Ehrlich in this case. At this point, my client is then declining the offer, regarding this court set this matter for trial.
And Your Honor, we discussed a trial date in March, if that's possible.
March 7th at 10 a.m. And then let me get you the pre-trial date. Hold on.
March 2nd at 9.
Thank you. You have those dates, Mr. Guerrero?
March 2nd and the 7th, pre-trial, trial on the merits.
That's correct. If you do file a reset for those dates and times, you and your client are free to go. We'll see you in person on those dates.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Willoughby, there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your client is not in the waiting room.
My client is sitting right next to me, Your Honor. My client does not own a computer. Would you like him to be seen on the video?
No, that's all right. I believe you. We're on the record in 21 CCR 224-984, State of Texas versus Donald Thomas. Also, for the record, to Mr. Willoughby, the court does provide a computer or a device that he can log into from the courthouse. So if he ever needs to log in via Zoom, all he has to do is come down to the courthouse.
Sounds great, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and let's move on to what's going on with this case.
Your Honor, I just need to check with the state regarding one item, and that is, it appears there was a blood test that was taken, but I don't see any blood. But everything else is in. So I can drop an email to the state, find out where that is, if they may not have one, and go from there.
And Judge, that is correct. I have followed up on it. Intake is currently working on tracking it down if it's been returned from DPS at this point. So hoping to have an update on that soon.
All right, we're gonna get this on a docket control order ASAP as well. I'm gonna have you and your client come in next Friday, February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. to enter a docket control order, which will outline your next several settings.
Judge, I believe I am set for trial in Montgomery County on the 3rd.
How about February 10th?
I have mediation in the morning on that one, Your Honor. On February 3rd, I can probably have someone else cover for me. So we can set it then. I'll have someone else do the DCO for me.
Very good.
If that's okay with the court, of course.
That's fine. That's fine. Just have your client there as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. BD file a reset on this matter. I'll see your client and whoever you send next Friday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
What's going on with Rodriguez, Jasmine Rodriguez? Sarah, it's not on my docket, or it's not in the system.
Dismissal was filed. It's in your bench queue.
Thank you. Grace, is your client with you?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We're on the record then in 22 CCR 226692 State of Texas versus Lloyd Dean Miller. All right, Grace, why don't you give me an update on the case?
Your Honor, my client, Mr. Miller, has this car that he purchased from a friend, and he was given this ticket, he said he has sold this car to a family member, and he doesn't have a receipt of sale because he paid him cash, or he paid the cash.
You don't need to argue your case in front of me. Is discovery done?
Yes, I filed for discovery. I was given the discovery. At this point in time, the DA offered for my client to get proof of insurance and also proof of current liability insurance so that the case will be dismissed. As of now, my client doesn't have, you don't have the car, right? You don't have the car, and also he has not given me the proof of proper registration for the car and the liability insurance. He gave me the one he gave me as of since last year, expired January 23rd.
Okay.
Last week. So the sister is went to go renew it because he's registered under the sister's insurance. He doesn't own the car anymore, Your Honor. So that's where we are.
All right, Grace, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you and your client come into my courtroom next Friday, February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order, which will outline several settings plus a trial date on this matter.
So
I just bring proof of everything Friday?
Friday, Judge, you said Friday 30th?
The 3rd, February 3rd, next Friday.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I will be traveling out of the country February 2nd. and will be returning February 7th at night. And then I will be leaving on a seminar February 19th, juvenile conference, February 19th, and then returning February the 22nd for the conference.
Okay. Can you come in on the 10th then? It sounds like you can.
February.
February 10th.
Okay, can I have just 1 second to look at the calendar, Your Honor?
That's fine.
Okay, February. Yes, I can.
All right, February 10th at 8:30 a.m. If you'd e-file a reset, I'll see you and your client in person on that date. Y'all are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm just bring everything on the 10th.
That's up to you.
Okay.
Might be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
All right. Ace. Mr. Crumpholz, we're going to need you on this one.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I believe we have your client here in person.
Yes, sir.
We have an interpreter present, so if we could take some, we'd speak some briefly and give him some time to interpret. We're on the record in 21 CCR 225-418, State of Texas versus Elvis Reyes Osorto.
Señor, este es el expediente 21 CCR 225418 del estado de Texas contra Elvis Reyes Osorto.
All right, Mr. Barrientos, if you would provide an update to the court on what's going on with Mr. Reyes's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on, Mr. Barrientos, allow the interpreter to interpret.
Dijo el señor juez que el licenciado Barrientos, por favor, tome un momento para orientar a la corte de cuál es la situación con este caso con el señor Reyes.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the state has tendered discovery that was yesterday, which I will need to review, to then digest it and review with my client. I do not believe that the state has tendered a plea offer. With that said, I would request one additional status to take care of that matter.
I'm going to have you and your client come in next Friday, February 3rd, for the entry of a docket control order on this matter.
El licenciado Barrientos dijo que el día de ayer la fiscalía entregó las pruebas en este caso. Entonces, nosotros necesitamos tiempo para revisar las pruebas. Yo con mi cliente no creo que hayan hecho una oferta sobre una negociación para resolver el caso. Entonces, por lo anterior, yo estoy pidiendo una cita adicional, una fecha adicional de corte para darnos el tiempo. Y dijo el señor juez que ustedes van a venir el próximo viernes, el 3 de febrero, a la corte para, se llama una cita de control de pruebas para ver cómo estamos en el proceso.
So if you would e-file a reset for February 3rd at 8:30 a.m., I'll see you and your client in person on that date.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Hold on, let him finish.
Dijo al licenciado, licenciado, por favor, mande o entregue el documento electrónico para la próxima corte el 3 de febrero a las 8:30 de la mañana. Yo voy a ver a usted y su cliente personalmente aquí en la corte el próximo viernes.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
Mr. Reyes, you're free to go.
Es todo, señor Reyes.
Thank you. Gracias.
Sarah, we contact Joyce Phoenix's office, find out what's going on. She's not here. She was here earlier in docket.
Okay.
Mr. Santiago, are you there? Edwin Santiago.
Yes, sir.
You turn your video on, please.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that right now, sir. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Very good. You are parked, correct?
I can't hear. Hold on, sir. Hello?
Mr. Santiago, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, Your Honor. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, it's all right. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 224-600, state of Texas versus Edwin Santiago. Mr. Santiago, do you have an attorney?
No, sir. I was trying to go see if I could get a court appointment, sir, because I can't afford one. Is that the one?
All right, let's do this then, Mr. Santiago. I want you to come into court tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
At 8:30 a.m. You're going to fill out a form for a court-appointed lawyer, and we're going to enter a docket control order in your case, which will outline your next several settings as well.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So I'll come in tomorrow, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m.
I'll be there, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Jeff.
And we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-461 and 22 CCR 226-778, state of Texas versus Russell Lee Morris III. Mr. Tang, your client's connected, just his audio is having issues connecting. We're going to proceed without his full connection to Zoom. What's going on with the case?
Judge, there is a plea offer confirmed. One of the options is to apply for substance abuse treatment court. And Mr. Morris is in the process of doing that, setting up I believe, an interview for the admission into the program.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you and your client come in for the entry of a docket control order on this case, February 10th at 8:30 a.m. You and your client will appear in person in my courtroom. You'll enter into a docket control order. If he enters the substance abuse treatment court program, he will be transferred to that court and the DCO will no longer apply. However, until then, that will outline his future settings.
Okay, so
If you
February,
need- February 10th, 8:30 a.m. in my courtroom, if you would e-file a reset for that date and time.
and okay, I guess assuming that he has interviewed for the treatment court, and I guess this is a plea setting, Judge?
No, this setting is for the entry of a docket control order, which will outline his next several settings in my court. Now, if he enters the program, he gets transferred out of my court and goes to court 5.
Right.
They deal with it there. But until then, it's pending in my court, and I'm gonna enter a docket control order outlining his settings.
Excellent. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. God bless. Take care.
Mr. Gendy, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Awesome.
All right. Let's get your client fully connected. Hold on. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 225-278 state of Texas versus Vicente Castillo. Mr. Gendy, why don't you give me an update on this matter?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I received an email recently that there is additional discovery to pick up on this case, and I've received an initial offer as well. I just need a little bit more time to pick up and review that new discovery.
All right, Mr. Gendy, I'm going to have you and your client come in on February 10th at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order in this case. I need you to e-file a reset for that date and time. I will see you and your client in person on February 10th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Mr. Hecker.
How are you, Judge?
Very good. A dismissal has been filed in the Hutchins case.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and execute that right now.
Execute's a bad word. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign that document right now.
There we go. That's better.
It's not filed yet, Judge,
Oh,
or the clerks have not accepted it yet.
okay. Well, it'll get signed today or tomorrow.
Judge, may I ask which case that was? We're talking about 22 CCR 227815.
That's my understanding. I have a note that's been dismissed. No?
I don't recall dismissing the case.
Sarah, what's going on?
I really thought he said he did it earlier during please.
Hold on, Mr. Hecker.
Unless someone else filed it. I didn't. I don't recall filing one.
Nothing's been filed, but
If I said that, I don't, may have been some miscommunication, but that was not my intention.
okay.
All right, then, we're on the record in 22 CCR 227815, State of Texas versus Samantha Hutchins. Mr. Ulak, what's going on?
Your Honor, I mean, I've communicated an offer to defense counsel. That was on Monday, I think. Let's see, yes, or Tuesday, and let him know that the discovery was ready for pickup. But yeah, there's no dismissal.
And there was an offer made. We do have an offer. And what I was going to do is I was going to communicate this to Ms. Hutchins, and I believe that we would have a counter coming.
Okay.
All right. I will see you and your client, Mr. Hacker, on February 3rd in my courtroom for the entry of a docket control order in this case. That's an in-person setting. I need you to e-file a receipt for that date and time.
At 9 o'clock?
8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m.
That's correct.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
You and your client are free to go. And we still have Mr. Wright and Miss Phoenix outstanding. Oh, Miss Phoenix joined us again. Miss Phoenix, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Glad you could rejoin us.
I'm sorry, I'm late. I was in a mediation and I forgot, I forgot to log in. Sorry about that.
All right. We're on the record in 21 CCR 220087, State of Texas versus John Wright. Where do we stand with this matter?
We've been, an offer was conveyed this week. I sent it to my client where we should be able to work something out in the next week or so. We come to some kind of agreement on what we're going to do.
So you could have, if you come back on 2/9 at 2:30, you can explain to this court the deal that's been struck.
I should be able to, Judge, because my client has, I just haven't had a chance to talk to him because we just got the offer, I think, a couple of days ago. So, and I've been in mediation all afternoon and in court this morning. So I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
All right. E-file reset for February 9th at 2:30 p.m. I'll see you and your client via Zoom on that day, and you can tell me where we're going with this case then.
Okay, thank you. Judge, I thought we had some kind of, we were going to reinstate his bond in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure whatever happened to that. Because you approved the reinstatement of the bond, but you said you wanted to wait until January. I wasn't really quite sure what was up with it, but has it been reinstated?
I'm looking. No, it has not. State, is there any objection to reinstating the defendant's bond in this case?
No objection, Judge.
Will you, Sarah, will you push through that order reinstating bond and withdrawing capias? It'll be signed today.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're
May I be
free.
excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes our docket. Thank you all. Y'all free to go.